How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be continuing my Sharks of Summer series. Sharks of Summer is a series I do around here where once a week, at least once during the summer, I take a look at a shark movie, and today we're going to be talking about Five-Headed Shark Attack. This is from 2017 and was put out by the Asylum. The Asylum, you guys know them for low-budget mockbusters and shark movies, most famous for the Sharknado series. They also did the Mega Shark Versus series, and this movie is part of their multi-headed shark attack series. This is the third entry. Anyway, this movie was directed by Nico and Jose Montesinos. Sorry if I mispronounced those names. This movie stars Chris Bruno, Nikki Howard, and Lindsay Sawyer. And I guess a few things to get into right off the bat. This is the third film in the series. The series began with Two-Headed Shark Attack, then moved on to Three-Headed Shark Attack, and for whatever reason, skipped straight to Five-Headed Shark Attack. Don't know what happened to Four-Headed Shark Attack. I guess they thought it just wasn't cool enough and 5 heads was the way to go. Strangely though, the shark does spend a lot of the movie with only 4 heads. I guess maybe they weren't 100% certain on the decision, or maybe it came after the fact. I don't know. But the shark in this movie has 4 heads for quite some time, and then randomly the tail splits into another head for no real reason. But hey, now we meet the title requirements. Anyway, so yeah, don't look for Four-Headed Shark Attack. We skip to 5. Secondly, if you're in the States, I don't think this ever came out on DVD. Not 100% sure why, but for whatever reason, Five-Headed Shark Attack, if you want to watch it, you're going to have to try to find it on streaming somewhere because the UK got a DVD. I don't know why we didn't. Next time, if I ever get a chance to go over there, I've never been, but I'll have to pick up all the movies that they have and we don't. But anyway, that being said, thoughts on this series overall? This is basically one of those magic title series, you know? The movies themselves are really not great, you know? There's a bunch of other Asylum shark movies that are just as good, and by all means, this is on par with a low-budget Asylum shark movie, but why did the multi-headed shark attack series get 4 total entries, 3 sequels? That's because you make a movie called Number-Headed Shark Attack, people are gonna watch it. The thing is, as popular as this series is, everybody loves to say the name, there's really not that much substance behind these movies, and they're kind of going downhill, at least from the first 3 that I've seen. The first one, Two-Headed Shark Attack, there was a little atoll, and the shark was ramming into it, causing the whole atoll to sink and these characters to be forced into the ocean. It wasn't great, but had a steady train of thought, a fun, idea there, And then we got to the second movie, Three-Headed Shark Attack, and it kind of did the whole Deep Blue Sea lab thing, although they were clearly in an office building. And then the movie kind of devolved into a bunch of new characters we never met before on this little cruise ship, and the shark attacking it. So, yeah, step down, and the third one, it's not got nothing, in this one, the whole plot is, let's just go hunt the shark. And that's super underwhelming and minimal. I mean, wrecking the whole island, undersea laboratory. Well, let's just get in a boat and chase the shark. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's on par with a low-budget Asylum movie. It's just, again, there's next to no substance in this one and next to no unique plot. yeah, the shark has 5 heads this time around, but, you know, what do we actually get? We get a half-hearted and under-thought-out pitch for saving the environment. The plot itself is also half-hearted and under-thought-out, and so are the characters. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just, you know, when we had Wrecking the Island, and then we had Undersea Labs, and now it's just, let's get in a boat and hunt the shark. And there are other things, but we'll get into those in a minute. Let's talk a little bit about the plot. No major spoilers, but let's break this down. I won't go anywhere towards the end, just the setup. But we open up with a bikini photo shoot, and yeah, this is that whole PG-13 dirty movie thing. I'd really just rather have a regular R because it gets super awkward. Like, hey, look, bikinis! And that's so many of these low-budget shark movies. You know, they want them to run on TV, I guess, so it never gets R, but yeah, there is an obsession with bikinis in a lot of these, and we get that with this opening scene. And of course, the 4-headed shark is going to come and eat them all up. And then after that, we get an aquarium. And the aquarium, we never actually really see it. You know, you expect to see a bunch of cool, you know, kind of theme park-esque stuff, you know, a bit of a spectacle. But it's really more the back rooms of the aquarium, and we just keep hearing about it going out of business. Yeah, not really. I was hoping for a more spectacular aquarium. Wasn't that like Shark Attack 2 that they did the whole aquarium thing? But anyway, we get this aquarium. The police come in because there's a photo on one of the cameras from the bikini photo shoot showing the 4-headed shark, and they're like, is this possible? And the boss says, no way. And the scientist says, unlikely, but maybe, even though the last 2 movies took place in this universe, for whatever reason, they weren't widely publicized. And the scientist goes, I mean, I've heard strange reports, kind of, maybe about a 2 or a 3-headed shark attack, but I don't know. Whatever. We also get a little joke. What's next? Sharks in a tornado? Asylum, you're funny. But, anyway, as soon as the police leaves, the boss turns and goes, okay, I really do believe in the multi-headed shark, but I want it for my aquarium so we can save the business. And he grabs a bunch of interns and goes out to the water and leads those red shirt interns to their doom. Yeah. You know, I'd like to think that this doesn't really represent what actual internships are like, but I don't know. He basically says, you guys want to work here, you have to do this, and then when one of them dies, has to keep talking them into coming back, and strangely they do, even though, like, for real, someone just died. But don't you think he'd want you to avenge him? He didn't want to go in the first place. So yeah, you feed enough sharks to the enough interns to the sharks, rather, and then you're gonna have to actually come up with a better plan. So of course they go out and they get a real a real shark hunter, a legitimate seaman. And then the police also debate closing the beaches. And the boss is, of course, a evil businessman. When in doubt, steal from Jaws. You know the drill, right? But anyway, after that, it does get kind of repetitive, you know, chum the water, check the radar, chum the water, check the radar. And then, like, after chumming the water for, like, most of the movie, one of the characters is like, what's that? Oh, it's a bunch of fat. The shark's gonna love it. You've been chumming the water the whole movie. And then maybe, if you're lucky, they'll shoot at the shark. You know, Jaws had a good, well-thought-out manner for shark hunting, but here it's just like, let's throw a bomb at it, let's shoot it. You know, have a plan, people. But whatever. Apparently, that's the line where we draw for copying Jaws, is we're not going to do the legitimately effective barrel method. We'll copy everything else. But anyway, repetitive for the shark as well. The shark attacks are basically who's dumb enough to stand closest to the edge of the boat, then the shark pops out and eats them, and then they'll turn into their digital double, and the shark will tear them to pieces between its multiple heads, which is a creative kill for a multi-headed shark, but it's the only one. Repeated over and over, tear them between the heads. I've said this since the first movie. Most of the multi-headed shark series could be a single-headed shark, and it's not really super crucial to the plot that it has multiple heads, and I really wish the filmmakers would come up with something more spectacular for a spectacular creature to do. And yeah, tearing between your heads and maybe a piece floats off and another head catches it, that's okay, but it's the same kill over and over. I wish we got more. Maybe the different heads had different personalities. Something. But the main aspect of these movies is constantly underutilized, and that's just really sad, you know? Also repetitive, there is a shot of the fin of the shark coming towards the camera, chasing the boat, and I swear it seemed like this exact same shot was used over and over again. And if they changed it, it was only slightly. It was like, oh no, there's that same shot of the fin coming at the camera again. There's also dumb stuff, like at one point, for no real reason, they just think the shark is dead, despite the fact that they just put a GPS tracker on it. But no, maybe he's dead. Why do you think he's dead? Okay, so we can cut to some other characters being killed, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, the characters are kind of frustrating. You know, the boss, the evil businessman that we've seen in a million of these shark movies, he's right on the line of being cartoony, and I really wish they just went full cartoon with this guy. Instead, he's played predominantly straight, and they even tried to give him a little bit of redemption toward the end. But it just go ahead and make him a cartoon, come on. And then, like, you know, the old seaman, he's not old, but the guy who's used to hunting sharks, Red, he's got a little bit more personality than everyone else. I guess he's the best character. And, you know, he's cool, and he also formally dated the lead scientist lady, which gives her a little bit of story and a little bit more character, because, boy, lead scientist lady is like, I'm a marine biologist and a vegan, and I'm not really gonna talk too much. I'm just gonna say we shouldn't do illegal things, and so many of the marine biologist and the intern characters are just so incredibly flat with just like minimal things to react to. I don't really even want to blame the actors because there's just not that much characterization in the script to work with. But yeah, very, very flat. And yeah, I guess I have to say overall, for the past couple years, I've watched one of these multi-headed shark attack movies a year, and they do seem to be going at a steady downward pace. Maybe six-headed shark attack will pick up. I don't know. I would love it if it did. As it stands, though, it's your very standard B-movie Asylum fare. It's watchable, but not particularly interesting. You do get the scenes of the heads tearing people up, so I guess that's something. But, you know, this series does have a lot more potential than it got tapped to. And like the Mega Shark Versus series, the first two were okay, and then 3 and 4 were a little better. You know, they gave them more of a budget. And I really wish that would happen here, because apparently they had enough success to make 4 total movies. Why couldn't we invest a little bit into this franchise and do some special effects? I mean, there's one wacky out of nowhere scene toward the end, but, you know, I really wish this was a bigger thing. I would say, you know, odds are we'll get at least one more in this series. Maybe it's the 100-headed shark attack. Wouldn't that be cool? A megalodon with a bunch of, like, heads on tentacles or something? You gotta jump the shark, no pun intended, and do something pretty extreme for the next one. So hopefully we'll get a budget and we'll do something crazy. I would love that. But anyway, so okay for Shark Junkies. You know what you're getting into. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my shark movies playlist where you can see my reviews for other shark movies like Jaws, Deep Blue Sea, and Open Water, but also Asylum movies like the Sharknado franchise and the Mega Shark franchise, and other Asylum ones there too. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Shark playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.